Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you're a first time viewer, thank you for clicking on our thumbnail. Today we are working on a fan favorite in my house, some fish sandwiches. So first, I like to lay out everything just because when working with raw fish, I don't like to have to reach into my cabinets a whole lot. But today we are going to be working with some self-rising flour, some garlic salt, Goya Sazon seasoning, accent, and some white pepper. So to start off, I'm gonna go ahead and get the packaging open. As you know, I like to wear my gloves, but that is optional. How's everyone's summer going? Here in Florida, it's been 1,000 degrees with 1,000,000% humidity. So being outside is just a no all the way around. But we've been managing to get into some splash pads. We've managed to get into some water parks, just doing a lot of water activity, trying to stay cool. Anyways, I'm back here cutting up our patties. I want to have them a good size, just, a healthy sandwich without being too big for the patty. I'm going to start off with our garlic salt. Again, I don't do measurements. If you're familiar with us here at this channel, everything is seasoned from the heart. We're going to go ahead and make sure we get both sides coated very well. Sprinkle everything. You want it nice and even so there's no saltiness anywhere, and you want to make sure you flip over and season both sides. In the frying process, a lot of it comes off and into the grease, so you just want to make sure you coat it pretty well so that way your fish actually tastes like it. Okay, and once we get everything seasoned here, we're going to go ahead and put this to the side and start working on the dry part of our breading. We're gonna start with our self-rising flour. I like self-rising just because it gives a good crust instead of a really light, I think you know the difference. You tend to get a fluffier breading with the self-rising flour than you do all-purpose. I like to do it 50-50 with some breadcrumb mix just because it does add a little bit of crunch, and I use the garlic herb for a little bit of extra flavor. And then I like to add a little bit of tartar, some seasoning salt, and I'm also going to add some of the accent and some pink Himalayan salt. You can use whichever salt you like. We tend to use pink Himalayan in this house. I'm going to get that in there. And then we're going to grab a whisk and mix it all together. The whisk just helps just aerate everything and get everything mixed really smoothly, but you can use whatever you like. And now we're going to work on the wet portion of our batter. All we're going to use for the wet portion is we're going to dredge everything. So it's going to be the 2 eggs, and we're going to use some heavy cream. I like to use heavy cream just because, butter, buttermilk, all those things are made from heavy cream. So I don't have to add them later in the recipe. They're all incorporated in. I don't use a lot of the heavy cream, just enough to kind of thicken it and really help the dry parts of the batter stick. So we're gonna get this whisked together real nice. Make it real even. You don't want it streaky or just have part milk on one side and part egg on the other. Make sure we clean things up. No salmonella in the kitchen. Get these gloves back on and line everything up. And we're going to get our fish breaded. You want to have a second plate for this just to put the pieces that you've already dredged in flour to the side. You don't want to put them back on the original plate just because it is going to be pretty wet and you do want the breading to stick. So you want to make sure you cover it really, really well. Both sides, sprinkle some on top of it just to make sure that every bit of it's covered and it cooks really evenly. Get a really nice golden patty at the end. But anyways, so how's everyone? Are we getting ready for the 4th of July? Are we having any family celebrations? What do you guys typically do as far as around the house during the summer? I know we all like to make big Disney plans and big vacation plans, but little things around the house tend to be a lot of fun. Here, we've been doing a lot of karaoke, we've been doing a lot of movie nights, game nights, Little one really does like to do a lot with us. Okay, over here we already have our grease heated. You want to have it at a medium heat because you don't want to overcook your fish or end up burning the outside before the inside is cooked. Now, rule of thumb, you don't want to overcrowd your pan, so I wouldn't do more than 2 for this size pan, but in a larger one, you probably don't want to do more than 3, just so everything does get a nice crunch. When you tend to overcrowd it, everything tends to get a little soggy. You do want it to sit on each side for a couple of minutes, turning often. Turning often helps keep your fish from, curling, and to keep everything a nice flat patty. Oh, I wish I could have you guys hear this. Something about the sound of it frying is really soothing. It's kind of like a laundry hum for me. But unfortunately, the vent is also on, so that kind of takes away from the fun. Does anyone else have kind of like sensory overload when they have their fan on? Like, I know.
And when your fish is done, it'll come out flaky and golden, and you can top it with whatever you like. Here we did tartar sauce and American cheese. Thanks for watching. See you next time.